Hey, what's up everybody? It's Doug D here from Peak.audio. And today we're going to be talking about how to use bundles to better sell and support the programs that you're going to be putting on Peak.audio. And so for those of you who don't know me, again, my name is Doug. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Peak.audio. Also run a 7-figure software development agency called Shrine Development that's worked with GameStop, StockX, Allergan, and many others. I think going on a couple dozen projects here. And also, outside of work, I split my time between Michigan and Florida. Got a crew of about 4 kids, a couple dogs, and so really keeps me busy, keeps me honest. Part of the reason I came up with Peak.audio was that during the pandemic, had some issues keeping my energy aligned and found great relief in meditation audios, and thankfully have come up with Peak.audio as a way to help me spread the learnings and the success I've had with meditation and share with creators like you all. And so today we're going to be talking about audio programs and how to sell them. And I wanted to give a little bit of background on how we came upon this approach and this method. If you've been on YouTube and you've been in the business space or the self-help space, you've probably come across Alex and Layla Hormozi. Very, very successful husband and wife couple. They had a startup or a set of 3 startups that they sold for about $46 million. Their company, acquisition.com, I think the combined companies do over $100 million in total business. And hence the name for the Hormozis is like the $100 million couple. And so I've studied them for the last few months. I think they've got a lot of great insights that will help both Peak and its creators. And so I wanted to share them with you. Before we get started, I want to make it clear here, I'm not saying that this program will help you generate $100 million with just one program. And I also want to be clear that Peak.audio is a platform that's launching, and these methods are theoretical at this point. However, I really believe that this is the best bet for us to have success. And so this is very well researched, spent months researching it, but just want to make that disclaimer here that I'm not guaranteeing $100 million in sales, right? Hopefully it didn't need to be said, but you never know. So why go through this process? Well, the main motivation is that when you have more customers, you can make more money. And it sounds simple, but when doing our creator outreach, one of the core issues we identified was that people love producing these audio programs, but they often have time sustaining themselves. And so we started out really focused on loyalty, but we quickly realized that if we want to keep creators in the game, so to speak, we need to help them attract new customers. And so how do we do that? We give your customers a good deal. And why do we do this? Well, if you're a creator, you might think, well, this audio program, this audio track is so amazing that everyone is just going to love it. And that might be true. However, it's not the case for 99.9% of the times. Generally, people are going to be skeptical, and they're going to need a reason to buy, and they're going to need a reason to buy now. And they have a lot of previous purchases they've made in their lives. And so what we want to do here is present a very good deal, right? And let's make this something where the deal is so good that it becomes irresistible. And so what does it mean to become irresistible? Well, it means that beyond just offering people a meditation track, right, a single audio file, a download of an MP3, we create a bundle of offerings that make it so good that people must say yes. That is a target. And also offer some excitement here, because people are going to take a step on the journey. And the idea here is to provide that excitement, that spark that gets them to commit to taking the next step. And so it helps you as a creator attract new customers. It ethically allows you to deliver better results. You'll often hear whenever you speak to me, it's really important that everything we do on Peak.audio is ethical. There are enough TikToks and Facebooks out there that are trying to monetize people and steal their energy. There's enough of those. That market is satisfied. Let's go try to help people legitimately. And also, when people are successful with one program, they are more likely to buy more programs in my personal experience. And so this is about establishing an ethical foundation for a long-term relationship. This takes it from just buying a single MP3 file into establishing the base of a long-term successful relationship that is a win-win. So one of the key insights around the Hormozi's approach was, really should credit Alex for this in his book, $100 Million Offers. He boils it down to 4 components. And he has a more in-depth explanation of this, and so I tried to simplify it here. But it comes down to these 4 ways you can add value. One, you can make it desirable, right? Is really make this something attractive. And a classic example is like a Lamborghini. People love Lamborghinis because they look awesome, they're fun to drive, right? There's a very high desire there. You can deliver results faster, so that's a speed component. If you can deliver a result today or tomorrow that is far more valuable in the eyes of someone looking at your audio tracks or audio programs than a program that's going to promise results in 2 years. Certainty, this is a big one. A big knock, rightfully, on meditation is that people say, well, I've tried it, it didn't work for me, right? There's a lot of uncertainty there. And we want to try to provide bundles to people that increase the odds that people are going to be successful with these programs that they're buying. And in return, that actually makes it a more valuable product. And then ease. My target is to try to make this as easy as taking a nap. I don't know if it's possible, but I think that we try to make it so that people realize that this does not have to be a struggle. It doesn't have to be such a struggle like staring at the wall, repeating a mantra for 30 minutes. It can be something where using audio programs and using the power of community and connecting with creators, that this is something that they can obtain. And so maybe it is harder than taking a nap, but I use that as sort of an extreme example. So here's the framework that we've come up with for creating a perfect bundle. So it's a 4-step process. I'm going to explain a little bit about the strategy for each of these steps, and then we'll walk through a real-world example. So number one is we need to identify the core offer. We need to identify what is the main thing, right? Let's keep the main thing the main thing. At the core of every bundle, there is a program on Peak.audio. What is that program? What does it do? We'll talk about that. Next, we need to add value with bonuses. These are going to be add-ons to your core offer that make the overall expectations from the user higher, right? Because we're going to add a better offer and make it more attractive, and we do that through bonuses. Then we're going to talk a little bit about price anchoring and scarcity. People don't really appreciate what they're getting when they buy these programs. I mean, often these programs, from some of the results I've seen on YouTube and the reviews and testimonials of our creators, the price on some of these programs should be thousands of dollars just through the life-changing results they delivered. However, that's not the expectation of when people are just starting their journey. And so let's talk a little bit about pricing. And then lastly, let's talk about how we eliminate risk. That is the idea of when we're asking people to take a plunge, is there a way that we can absorb the risk? Peak and the creators, they're taking a leap of faith. How can we provide a safety net for them? So step number one is identifying the core offer. So when you're coming out with a program, the right way to do this is to put yourself in your audience's mindset, identify the specific pains and pleasures they are seeking, and then put a program together that matches that. And a great way of thinking about this is like, what is the job that your program is being hired to do, right? It might sound weird, but at the same time, this is a good contrast to just putting out audio programs and hoping someone will find them, right? And that is really important that we get specific in this example. You can have multiple programs, but each program should have an understanding of the audience, the pain points, and how they're going to solve those pain points. So we address the immediate problem, right? They have a problem. We address the problem as fast as possible, and then we look for ways that we can solve the problem longer term. So we're trying to establish trust and credibility. So ideally, we provide quick wins, and then we build that. We use that as the basis of a long-term relationship where we build trust and credibility. And again, I put this again. Consider the mindset of what people are currently at. This is something that I've seen throw creators off, or even myself. We've been meditating for 3 years, 5 years, 15 years, 50 years. We are further along in our journeys. And if you're releasing an advanced program, maybe that's correct. But for a lot of our creator partners, we are going to be launching intro programs. And so it's important to understand the mindset and the problems that they'll have of the beginner. Once we have that laid out, right, we know where people are. We know where we want to take them. We need to clearly articulate that transformation that they're going to have. And then we need to provide reassurances on the positive change that they're going to see. And then ideally we bring in the testimonials, the before and afters of what people can expect. So step 2, we have our core offer. Step 2, adding value with bonuses. So we got to make our offer stand out. If we just have a solo program, that is going to get lost in the noise. And so let's think of all the different ways that we can help people on their journey. So if I'm offering a program, we'll use the Stop Smoking program in the future example at the end of this presentation. But if I'm offering a program that I say is geared towards stop smoking, then what kind of things can I offer that person who's on that journey? You could offer them a community of people that are on a similar journey that could provide peer assurances. You could provide one-on-one sessions. You could provide add-ons that are like, if they're stop smoking, maybe you can have stop vaping. There are a number of different ways, but it starts with just listing them all out. And then pay attention to which ones, once you have this big list, some of them are not going to be doable. For instance, you could go to someone's house and work with them for 8 hours a day for 5 weeks, and maybe that would help them stop smoking. That one probably not doable, right? But pay attention to what kind of bonuses you can add that make it attractive, and then focus on what they actually need versus what they say they want. They want to stop smoking, but maybe they also need to break their habits, or maybe they do need more support than they think they need. And so you bundle these all together, and ideally, this is what helps it stand out. And so you identify all the different ways you can help people, you simplify it to the ones that are doable, and then you prioritize them, and you pick the ones, ideally, that are doable and high impact. That is what we feel is a winning formula, and that's how you stand out from your competition, is that, yes, other people might offer audio programs, but they're not offering all these different value adds. And the value adds, again, are, if we go back, the value adds are geared towards those four things. It's the desire, the speed, or the ease, right? We focus on those. The certainty, we focus on that, right? We consider all of our bundles, we simplify it, and we focus on those four factors. Step 3, price anchoring and scarcity. So you have to give people a reason to buy now. There's a saying that people buy on emotion, but they close on logic. What that means is people typically will decide, before they've logically decided they're going to buy, they will emotionally be bought in. However, then they need logic to justify it. And scarcity and urgency are great ways to increase people's desire to buy now. And that's, if you really ethically believe in your product, then this is not a bad thing. This is not a scare tactic. This isn't the basis of creating some sort of a too good to be true offer. This is helping people ethically, because if they really believe that they should be doing this, this gives them that final little nudge that says, okay, I'll take the leap. Because again, especially in the example of stop smoking, if they don't take the leap and they go smoke for another 10 years, that is not good for them, right? Everyone knows this. Step 4, eliminating risk. So we do this by, the reason we do this is people are skeptical. They're skeptical of their own ability to do things. They're skeptical of the quality of the content that they may have bought a program before that was low quality, right, from some other creator. And so what we're trying to do is to assure them that, trust us, you can make this leap, and if it doesn't work, then here's the floor, right? We will minimize the downside. And so we try to address the specific doubts and concerns and assumptions that they're going to have. We try to do that ahead of time. And then ideally, we can even reverse the risk and say, well, if you don't like this, then you get your money back. And a great way of doing this is to leverage social proof and testimonials. The best way to show someone that they can take this journey is to show them the story of someone else who's taken a very similar journey, and show them that that person was human, right? They weren't a perfect person when they started the program. They were just like them. They had the same problems, and then they were able to successfully complete their transformation. So social proof and testimonials are huge, also great for word of mouth. So let's talk about creating a specific irresistible offer. Let's provide some context here. The creator is a guy named Jason Andrews, who's been tremendously helpful in my personal journey through meditation. He has a program geared towards smoking, not something I've dealt with, but something I've seen others struggle with. And the solution is he has a Stop Smoking Now audio program. Let's think about the journey we want to take people on. They're smoking, and we want to take them to where they're not smoking, right? That is the journey we want to take people on. That is a job that this program is being hired to do. So step number 1, identify the core offer. Stop Smoking Now meditation program. Pretty simple. Step number 2, bonuses. These are ways that Jason can help people who embark on this journey better. He can provide them guidance. That could be coaching. That could be community access. That could be one-on-one hypnotherapy sessions. That could be an ebook on how to start meditation in general, right? If he believes that people are going to have questions about using the program at all, right? He can add these types of bonuses. And this is what builds the bundle. You have the core is the audio program, and then the bundles are like the icing on the cake, so to speak. So what Jason can do now is, if he has a bundle, rather than just having one price and saying, hey, this program is $49, he can add access to the Discord, he can offer discounts on his sessions, he can offer, the Peak.audio has a launch pack he can include for free, something complimentary we're giving all of our launch partners, all of our creators, and he can establish legitimately, because these things have value, that you're going to be, the people who embark on this journey are going to be getting, over $500 worth of value, and it'll only be $49. I think a lot of our creators are already doing a lot of these things. They're just not pointing them out. And so there's going to be some natural pushback as far as like, well, how do I really assess a value on something like access to the Discord, right? How can we say in good faith it's $12? Maybe people wouldn't pay $12, but remember, price and value are different. And in my personal experience, having a community, using Discord as an example, having a community of like-minded people on a similar journey is worth way more than $12. We're just trying to be realistic with our pricing here. But again, this is not just fluff. If someone takes a leap of faith, they buy the Stop Smoking program, in my personal experience, they will be far more successful if they have a peer group, right, of like mind who are facing similar problems, and they can discuss them on Discord. And they're also likely to be much more successful if they work with Jason one-on-one. This is not about pumping up a bunch of fake value. This is legitimately building a more valuable program and charging more money for it. And then here's a simple way to eliminate risk: is if in 30 days you don't see any results, we'll give you your money back. Have to be very careful on medical claims. So we can't say we guarantee you will stop smoking, right? We can't say you guarantee will cure your depression, right? We have to be very careful about that. And I don't think anyone in this, all the creators I've talked to are very ethical people and would not do these things, but I'll call it out. Is we can't offer guarantees that could be seen as medical treatments, and then because that's just simply not allowed, especially here in the United States, and also it's just not ethical, right? We're offering very valuable programs to people, we're charging reasonable prices, and if people for whatever reason don't have the results, then they can get their money back. But we should keep that as the frame of reference, right? High quality products, we think you have a good shot, especially if you fulfill the program, but if it doesn't work, well then here's your money back. And so when you bundle this all together and lay it out, this is what it looks like, right? It'll come out in the form of ideally a landing page or an ad, or on the website or in the app. Lay this all out, establish the value, make it really clear to people. Again, it's about laying out the core offer, making clear the bundles, making clear on the price and the value they're getting, and then offering some sort of guarantee on the results. So that's what all I have for today. Hope it was helpful. If you're a launch partner, awesome. Thank you so much for joining us. If you are not currently on Peak.audio, please check out Peak.audio creators and sign up if you think it makes sense. Thanks.